ScaryDAve at Thechurchofdave. Yeah, I kind of disappeared for a little while again. I have a tendency to do that. So a lot of people have been asking me where the hell I've been. What have I been doing? What's up? How come I won't write a song? What this, what that? Yeah, and I just pretty much ignore them. I know some people use YouTube as an everyday thing. Got to vlog every day. Got to respond to everything. Get tagged. You got to do this, that, and the other thing. I'm not really into that whole community thing. I basically put something up when I feel like putting something up. Matter of fact, I go out of my way to tell people, I don't care if you subscribe. Hell, unsubscribe. If you don't like looking at me, get rid of me. And the parrot's screaming. Have to bring him in and give him something to do. Yeah, say hi to Augie, the bald parrot. Yeah, he was having some problems the last place he was. Kind of freaked him out and pulled all his own feathers out. Yeah, we've all had days like that. He sort of came in a package deal I'll tell you about in a little while. I only use this thing when I feel like using it. If I feel like I have something to say that day, then I say it. If I think of something funny to do, then I do it. If I come up with a song, then I play it. That's all. It's just a random sort of a chance thing. It's a place to express myself when I feel like expressing myself. If I don't feel like expressing myself, anybody that wants to hear from me can basically kiss my ass. You might say that YouTube is sort of an extension or a symptom, that's a better word, a symptom of my boredom. If I'm here, it's because I'm bored. If I'm not bored, I'm not here. So if I got something better to do, I'm going to do it. I'm not really all that concerned to see how many people are standing in line to hear what I have to say, because I honestly don't think that anything I have to say is all that worth hearing. I know a lot of people here trying to be rich and famous and things like that. And basically, I use this place as a kind of a resume, because every once in a while I'll do a little voiceover thing, or I'll do some kind of acting gig where I play a prisoner or a biker or something like that, and I do a little TV stuff here and there. I don't watch it, but occasionally I'm in it or behind the camera. And that's about it. I use it as a resume and a place to express my boredom, a place to put up my music, a place to help my kids get a chuckle, things like that. When I first started on YouTube, I lived about 1,600, 1,900 miles away from my kids. So it was a way to put stuff up that I wanted them to see, and they could hear my songs and things like that, and it brought us a little closer together. And ever since I moved to the town where my kids live, it's just not that big a deal anymore. And then there's been a lot of stuff going on in my life lately that really YouTube just kind of got in the way. I mean, I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving you the sexy Phil notice. Oh, you got 1 year and then I'm gone. Fuck that. I don't care. I have no time limits. I have no promises in that degree. It just... Look, I'm just going to do what I do, and if it's good, I'll put it up if I think it's good. If I don't think it's good, there's 5-10 times more material in this computer that I recorded than there is up on YouTube having been posted, because most of what I do, I think it's crap. Besides, let's think about it. Think of somebody on YouTube that you kind of liked, when they first came out, they were really good. You really liked them, had to watch them all the time. And then they kept doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. Never really changed. They always talk the same. And you get tired of them. I know I have. There's been people on here that I thought they were pretty good in the beginning. And now I just can't stand listening to their voice. I'm just sick of them. So they're always at the top of the list. It's just endless, And now YouTube Live is sticking a whole bunch of them out there in our faces and stuff. Yeah, I still like some of them. The other ones, some of them I just totally fucking sick and tired of. And it's... I have no desire to be one of those people that you're sick and tired of. So why should I constantly put out information on this thing about me and my boring ass life just so you'll put up with it until you're sick of me? Fuck that. All right, so new things going on in my life. Just in case people been asking, so okay, I'll spill the beans. There's a couple people out there that sort of know what's going on because they're friends of mine, but for the most part, most of you guys are kept in the dark. And well, there was a couple of events. One was I shut that company down. I opened up another one. I've been making all this crooked cedar furniture, hard to describe. I'll show you pictures later. The largest change in my life would be, this one. Yeah, I kind of got married. Well, not exactly kind of. I got married. And just to have fun with it, I got married in Arkansas. Yeah, I was born in Hollywood, but I got married in Arkansas. Arkansas is not too far from here. I don't live there, but I really didn't feel like putting it out in front of the whole town and having it posted in the paper and having to decide who could come and who couldn't. So we just had a nice, quiet little thing in the park. Got married by a fire marshal guy who happened to be a justice of the peace. Had a big old handlebar mustache and was wearing his fireman's uniform. It was pretty cool. And the only people that got invited were the kids, which pissed off, some people more than others. But she's a good lady. She's a school teacher, so I'm not going to bring her in here because my mouth and her job, they don't always go together. And she hasn't asked me to withhold, and I don't ask her to engage in things that would get in her way. So we have sort of this understanding. Maybe she'll show up someday. Maybe you'll see a photograph of her. Who knows? I don't know. But for now, yeah, I'm married. She's a wonderful girl. I came here to see my kids. I'd been apart from long enough. They'd been apart from me for, 10 years and such. And it was obvious that they weren't coming to me. So I pretty much threw my life away, sold, gave away everything, ended a relationship to some degree, and moved here. I mean, I'm a dad. Isn't that what a dad is supposed to do? Finally, I decided that I'd move here so that I could hang out with my kids and whatnot. And it just never crossed my mind that I'd ever meet a girl that I could actually tolerate in a little podunk town like this. And so that was kind of a shock. But yeah, she started out. We were just friends because we were both had other things going on, and we were just palling around. And our kids are pals together, and she teaches both of my kids, and so, I mean, it's a small town. And I don't know, we just started out being kind of like best friends. And pretty soon it was kind of obvious that we were already sort of acting like we were married. We were constantly around each other. And I don't know, it just seemed like a good idea at the time. I mean, that, and I love the fuck out of her. So, what the hell? What the hell? Got married. And that's where the bird came from. She's kind of an animal person. So we ended up with this bald bird. And somewhere around here, there's a six-toed kitten as well. Big little monster. I tried to find it, but I couldn't. He's hiding somewhere. And he's probably asleep under the couch or something. Here's a little tidbit. I wasn't really planning on telling anybody that got married. And then I realized I really wasn't spending much time here anyway, so I might as well give someone an excuse. And it was a good one. And so on some of my songs, at the end of them, I have this little ending that goes, "R." And what that means, I told a couple of you, but yeah, here's to the rest of you. Those are her new initials, AAR. And since I wasn't really talking about her in the videos, I thought I'd just add on a little piece now and then to let her know I was thinking about her when she watched it, And R is just me saying hello to the wife. That's all. It's just, it's a little piratey. Kind of goes with the parrot. R. What up, bird? Now, the other one is that song, You Win. Yeah, it's up on the front page at the moment. I don't know how long it's going to stay there. It's got a few thousand views now. You Win is a song that I wrote for her. And it's basically about what kind of fool would marry me? What are you thinking, lady? But if you ain't smart enough to fucking run away. Although she did turn me down for quite a while. I asked her to marry me many, many times. It ended up being quite a little joke. But I don't know. We were in a courthouse in Arkansas one day. I said, "Hey, let's go find out what it takes to get married anyway," because we were having a sort of a discussion about what it took, and we disagreed. And we got up there, and turned out that it was pretty easy stuff to do. So, what are you doing, bird? Anyway, I'd already gone through all the romantic proposals, and then we were standing in this courthouse, and I was like, "Yeah, see, it ain't that hard. So, what do you think?" She's like, Yeah, okay, why not? The girl behind the counter must have thought that was the most romantic proposal she'd ever seen. She just looked at one of the girls like, oh, here's a couple of winners. Yeah. Well, anyways, that's pretty much what's been going on. I probably took too long explaining it. I know this wasn't all that funny or anything, but some people want to know what the hell was going on, and I thought I'd tell them. The other thing that I'm going to tag on the end here, it may or may not fly, but, here's a picture of me when I was younger. Here's a picture of me after being married and getting my first computer and having a divorce. Big difference, huh? Yeah, I thought so too. Well, I made it up to about 300 pounds. And at 6'2" with big broad shoulders and giant freaking bones, yeah, I could wear 300 pounds pretty decently. It wasn't too horrible, but kind of hard on the knees, not so good on the heart, things like that. So I recently decided that I was going to give up one of my biggest addictions in life. Goes back as long as I can remember, which is Coca-Cola. Yeah, soda in general, but that particular brand was the one that really took me down. I've always known that if I just put that shit down, I lose about 20 pounds a month without working out or doing anything. And I'm at that age where I'm thinking, I really don't need to feel like a winded fat tub of lard all the time. And I have a pretty physical job, and I noticed that whenever I'm not drinking that nasty shit, I feel a lot better. So I quit drinking it, and that's kind of a bitch. Because if you've had anything all your life that you're really used to, that you can sort of program feelings, it's really hard to give it up. Because if I'm tired, I just suck down a bottle of soda and not so tired anymore. But the next day I pay for it. But anyway, so I sort of made myself a promise. Now, it doesn't show up here, but one of my vain things is always been my hair. I used to have really long, crazy, long, curly hair. And I had told myself in high school that if it ever thinned out, I would just shave my head. And that's what I've been doing. I've been shaving my head for a number of years because I'm in special effects. It was catching on fire anyway. You got stuff to say, huh? So I shaved it all off and blah, 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 blah. And ever since I shaved it off, then it started coming back thin and gray and all kind of weird. And so, my vanity seemed to be okay with being a fat fucking tub of lard, but don't want people to see my bald spot and my gray hair and things like that. So what I've done is I decided I'm not going to cut my hair until I lose 100 pounds. In other words, and I started this at 300 pounds. In other words, I'm not going to cut my hair or shave or do anything like that, except for this crap up here drives me insane. That's not a vanity thing. It just bugs me, so I keep that off. But I figured, and it's wintertime anyways, it's getting kind of cold. So I figured I'm not going to cut my hair until I lose 100 pounds. And I figured recently, if a black guy can be president, I can lose 100 fucking pounds. So, although I had already started, I decided the day that guy got elected that if change is that possible, then change is that possible. So, the day that I get under 200 pounds, which for me, I'm a pretty big guy normally, that's not going to be an easy task. But that picture of me skinny, that was 185 pounds. And I didn't really mind the way that looked. I thought I was too skinny back then, but well, whatever. Anyway, so for the next however long this takes, I'm going to do my best to drop 100 motherfucking pounds. So if any of you guys are out there struggling with your various addictions or weight issues or whatever, well, here I am. I dropped soda. I dropped anything with hydrogenated in the ingredients list because that's really bad for my heart. I'm dropping all junk food, all like no ding dongs or Twinkies, or I don't really usually eat that shit anyway. But no, I'll take a bag of chips down in a fucking couple of minutes. And so I gave up all that for now. And later on, I'll probably start ditching some salt and bread and things like that. Things that just aren't good for me. Instead of looking at food as a way to get past boredom and nervousness, I think I'm just going to use food as kind of like gasoline. And since gasoline's really expensive, I don't use much of it anymore. Because my truck is huge and I don't have a choice. I got to stick with it. So I can deliver stuff. And that's the way it's going to go. So I might get a little irritable. Yeah, it kind of gets under my nerves sometimes. Man, if I can lose 100 pounds, you can do anything. And if a black man can be president in the world that I grew up in, I can do anything. So, what do you say? Maybe there's something, you don't have to make a video about it. You don't have to tell anybody about it. But maybe there's something in your life that's really not giving you anything. It's actually taking away from your life. I figure, why do this as a selfish thing? Why not kind of share it? And I don't need to tell everybody I weigh 300 fucking pounds. I usually have a pretty good thing and, not showing the rest of me here. But I look pretty good from the shoulders up. Sort of like those girls with the angles, And anyway, I'm a big fat fuck and I'm going to do something about it. And if you've got something going on in your life, I encourage you to do something about it too. You don't necessarily tell anybody about it, but I was here, so what the fuck. And I got this beautiful new wife and these lovely children who like to keep... Yeah? Who would like to keep me around. They've been complaining, especially my son. He's constantly giving me shit about not treating myself well. So I thought, well, it's time to do something about it, since I'm not living just for me anymore. There was a time, but not anymore. I have to grow up a little bit. Sorta. Kinda. Maybe. We'll see how far this gets. I think it'll work out okay. Yeah, put the bird back. Besides, my wife, she used to race dog sleds, and kayaks, and all sorts of other crap like that. She's basically a little tank of muscles who could probably kick my ass. I don't know how cool it is for you, but I want to be at least as tough as my wife, don't you think? But look at that. 6 toes. I'd count him for you, but he's not really into it right now.